Hi again. Let's continue along the same line. So we've seen how to use the how parameter, outer, inner, left or right. We've seen that, and we've learned that we can specify which column or which field to base the merge on, and then we always bear in mind which data frame is on the left, which data frame is on the right. If we repeat that, same like we did in the last video. There's another interesting parameter that we can have a look at in the merge function. Sometimes I say function, sometimes as a method. Probably I should say method because it's coming from inside a class, but I'm sure you get the idea. Indicator is quite an interesting one. So the indicator, if true, adds a column to the output data frame called underscore merge with information on the source of each row. So indicator, with what it does, it tells us what happens. So if I say indicator equals true, it'll add a new column called underscore merge, and it'll tell us that we've got data from the left data frame only, data from the left data frame only. You see these were missing from the data frame on the right, so this is why they're none. And then this is saying both data frame from both, data from both data frames, and this one is saying right only, which means data has come only from the data frame on the right. This is why this is none. So this is quite an interesting thing to be aware of, this indicator variable or parameter. Another issue here is that we can actually do the merge based on more than one column. So we can pass a list of columns. Let's say, for example, I'd like to do a merge on ID and city. Notice what's going to happen now to city X and city Y. So this missing values here and missing values here. But if I do that and then run, what will happen here is it will do the merge based now on ID and city. So city, now we don't have city X and city Y, but rather cities for all their records. And now the merge is telling us, this indicator, the column resulting from the indicator is telling us that we got data from the left frame only, left only, left only, left only, and here data from the right frame only. I hope the idea makes sense. Quite nice and easy and really powerful stuff to use. What else can we talk about? Another issue is to get rid of the underscore X and underscore Y. And there's quite an interesting feature here that if we have a look at the documentation again, we can see here that we have these suffixes by default underscore X underscore Y, and we can change that. So if I copy and paste that here, the order is not important because we are passing parameters by name here. If I can say, for example, instead of X I can say underscore left, instead of Y I can say underscore right. If I run that, then you notice here, if we have duplicate column names, then the ones to the left will be will have underscore left at the end, and the ones on the right data frame will have underscore right as suffixes. Another feature that I wanted to talk about is the use of the left index and the right index when we do the merge. If we have a look here at the documentation, I'm sorry, I've forgotten. We've got it here. So here to the left index, it's a Boolean. It's a default by default it's false. Use the index from the left data frame as the join keys. So if it's a multi-index, the number of keys and the other data frame, either index or a number of columns, must match the number of levels. We don't have a multi-index or hierarchical key, but we have a simple key here. So if we turn left index to true, it will be used as the join keys. Likewise, if we turn the right index to true, again it will be used as the join key. If we do that, so if I say left index equals true and right index equals true, what it'll do, it'll do the merge based on the left index and the right index. So basically it will use the index, basically the row labels, the index, it will use it you know, from when we say left index equals true, it'll use it, the row labels or the index from the left data frame as its join keys, likewise for the right one. And you notice that for data frame 2 we have 5 rows, data frame 3 we have 4 rows, but the indices on the data frame 2 are 0. The index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. For data frame 3 is 0, 1, 2, 3, and here it only gives us values for 0, 1, 2, 3. I still have on, so I hope the idea makes sense. Now it's used both of them, meaning it only took the intersection of the labels. If I remove this, then we get the same result, right? We get exactly the same result. Okay, you notice there's no. Oh, I'm sorry. There is a difference because here we said based on the ID. So it's saying here, give me basically the ID of the rows where there's overlap in the index when we use left index and left index and right index. But if I use that, I don't want it to give me the overlap in the ID. Then it'll give me the ID on the left and ID on the right. Perhaps it's a good time to use the suffixes. So let's say left and right, run that, and now it's much clearer. ID on the left, ID on the right. So when we don't specify the on ID, it'll give me the ID values. If we say on ID, then it'll give me only the overlapping values. So basically it's all based on left index equals true and right index equals true. It'll give us the merge based on the index values. I hope the idea is clear. It's quite interesting and powerful stuff. I think I'm gonna stop here, and I'll see you in the next video.